They say paint has the power to transform, and today we're putting that theory to the test. I'm giving this outdated hutch a Lux for Less makeover, and spoiler alert, it might be one of my favorite flips ever. Hey y'all, welcome to this week's episode of The Flipper's Guide. I am so excited because I'm going back to my roots and I am doing a furniture flip this week, and it is one to remember. So I was gifted this gorgeous vintage hutch by a friend, and it needs a lot of work. So sweet of her to give it to me. I'm so excited, but we will see what happens. It's gonna be good, but it's gonna take some work. So stick with me. Here we go. Let's get started. Like I said, this outdated hutch was a gift from a friend that has seen better days. It had damaged veneer, missing glass, and the color was very off. It was anything but chic. I do love the vintage hardware, and there's some really cool patina on it that I don't want to lose, but it definitely needs some work. So we are gonna grab some of my favorite tips and tricks, some paints and stains, and we are going to bring this thing back to life. Let's get started. Like any great makeover, a good foundation is key. But before we even got started cleaning this piece up, I had to get rid of this cover that my friend had created. She really just wanted to fill in the hole of the piece so that she could put blankets and things in there, and so she just put some cardboard and material. So I removed that, and we have a plan for that. Replaced these shelves back in because they had fallen down and they were very, very tight. It was difficult to say the least. And removed the door. Do you want to do the honors? I had a helper. Try to pull it away. There we go. Thank you. It's always fun to include my kids, even if it's just for small little things. I went ahead and removed the hardware from the drawer and then attempted to remove these hinges. Now, the top piece was able to be removed, but then the bottom hinge, actually, the screw was screwed into the metal. And it was so old that the screw had almost fused with the hinge. So we're just gonna leave that there and work around it. Up next was removing years of grime with just some hot water and soap. And look at the beauty of the wood underneath. Now, some of this veneer won't be able to be replaced. I'm not going to take the time to go and replace all of it, but we are going to mask it beautifully. I then followed that with a quick sanding just to lightly scrape off the surface because I did have some uneven surfaces and I wanted this paint to go on as smooth as possible. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, now would be a perfect time. We have so much fun here. I love doing all of these thrift flips, DIY, home decor, and affordable finds for less. If you love those things as much as I do, I would love for you to join and come be part of the community. Before I get started painting, I am going to do a little bit of prep because this piece of furniture has a lot of chips on the veneer and I don't want to pull all the veneer off. I want to paint part of this piece. So we're going to fix the veneer, and I have got some rock hard water putty. Before, in other pieces, I've used Bondo, but it is looking like it's going to rain outside and I do not want to open Bondo in my house. So this is a really good other option, and we are going to make a wood putty that will fill that piece and make it look really smooth. It's recommended to use 3 parts wood filler, 1 part water. It is not recommended to drink it. I stirred it with a straw. And make it kind of a peanut butter consistency. That's what I found is the perfect consistency. It goes on smooth, and then if you smooth it out a little bit more, it dries really quick. I have lots of helpers around my house. Now to the fun part, painting. I chose Beyond Paint because it's one of my favorite paints. It is perfect for any beginner, but it does not need a primer. It does not need a sealant. And the best part is that Beyond Paint is even now available at Lowe's. So it is even easier to get a professional finish with minimal prep, even closer to home. I chose the color Linen. I am so excited because it is a perfect soft neutral. It's going to give this piece an elegant high-end look. And like I said, this paint is so simple to use. It is self-leveling, requires no priming or sanding, and has this smooth, even, and velvety finish. Look at that coverage. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's really good. You know it's good when I've used this paint so many times and I was still impressed with that coverage. I thought that for sure it was going to need lots of coats because of how dark this finish was. Kitty kitty. Kiki. Okay, I'll feed you in a minute. Like I said, I have so many helpers around this house. But I continued painting, painted all of the outside edges, and used my chip brush to get in those interior areas or the areas that the roller could not get to. So I let the first coat dry, and now it was time for a second coat. What's amazing is that's really all I'm gonna need is a second coat. Most paints, if you are going over a dark finish with a light finish, you will need much more than that. Once I got done putting on a coat of paint, I was able to see some of the areas where it wasn't quite smooth from my veneer repair. So I went in, sanded it down, and then went back over with paint after a while. It is time to work on those smaller details. So although they sound small, there's a lot to do. We are going to first add some stain, and I grabbed a mocha gel stain, added it to the drawer, and then I'm adding it to the legs as well. It really just adds a rich, warm designer look. It gives that Restoration Hardware look without that Restoration Hardware price tag. So we are going for a high-end classy look with this dark gel stain. Look at how much of a difference it makes on that interior. I cleaned that interior. That is not dirt or dust. That is just how dry the wood was. Up next, we are going to add some Rub and Buff in Antique Gold just to really make that hardware pop. So far, everything had been going really smooth, but it can't be that easy, can it? Right, I have an issue. Normally, I go to the store and I get glass cut. The machine that cuts the glass was not working today, so I'm going to attempt to cut glass on my own. I'm very nervous, but I got a piece of glass that is close to the same size as the space we need, and I bought a glass cutting kit, so let's learn together. I'm so scared. First, you use a flat surface, mark the desired cut using a straight edge and a glass marker. Use safety glasses and gloves. Okay. Use a glass cutter and oil. Make one continuous score along the designated line, and do not attempt to score the glass twice. I've seen other people cut glass before, like on YouTube and on other videos, but I never thought I would be doing it myself. I am going to just be brave, and I'm gonna do this. Followed the directions. My husband helped. I told him to move his fingers because I was deathly afraid I was going to cut his fingers, but he refused. And really just did my best. So I scored the glass, flipped it over, and then you take the ball end of the cutter and just tap along the score. And I don't know if you can see it, but the score, it really just lightly cracks through the glass. I actually see it kind of getting bigger. I was so impressed. As I tap it, which is kind of cool. There it is. Oh!
Look at that.
Well, that worked. I just popped off. Okay. I am so glad that I tried something I've never done before. Now I can say I have cut and installed glass. So instead of leaving the hutch open, I wanted to elevate that look with a sleek glass panel. And it was really intimidating, but after measuring it and securing that glass, it was totally worth it. Oh my gosh, I did it! Yay! I then made sure to secure the glass with some hot glue and put multiple layers on just to make sure that it was going to be very, very stable. This will hold it in place, and it is wood glue that is in my hot glue gun. And last but not least, I added a furniture salve on the bottom of the drawer to help it slide even more smoothly. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the final reveal. Let's remember what she looked like before. And here is the after. This once forgotten hutch now looks like something straight out of a high-end catalog. From the soft linen color to the deep stained wood and the glass detail, every element came together beautifully. I am so excited. What I love is that sometimes DIY is about pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and I am so glad that I did it. What do you think? Would you try a makeover like this? I would love to hear what you think in the comments. Be sure and let me know if you would try this and if you have any other ideas for other flips that we should do in the future. I think that this transformation definitely proves that paint truly has the power to change everything. If you love this flip and want to see more, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more high-end DIYs on a budget. And remember, together, let's create something beautiful. This is your year to shine. Be sure to check out my description box for all the products I used, including the Beyond Paint now available at Lowe's.